Hello and welcome to FinextraTV. Today we're in the virtual studio joined by Barb Morgan, Chief Product and Technology Officer at Temenos, to discuss the use of artificial intelligence within core banking. Barb, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
It's really good to have you joined in the virtual studio discussing a very interesting topic, one that we've spoken about before, the importance of core modernization as it's front of mind for banks, as it continues to be a real concern as well. But what do you think is the driving force for change today?
Yeah, I think that ultimately our banks are really focused on their customer. And I think where we've seen the change with the AI boost and everyone becoming much more familiar with AI is the expectation of the customers have really increased. And so when you think about improving the customer experience, you need to have data at hand. You need to know your customer. You need to be able to give them quick responses and quick answers. And so when you look at outdated systems, it frustrates the employees, slow innovation, it burdens teams with redundant tasks. And ultimately, they're letting down their customers' expectations. So, it is about improving the experience for the internal, user, but ultimately in order to serve their customers. And so I think as we think about Gen AI, we think about agentic AI reshaping every facet of our lives, whether it's banking or even, things that we do at home. The need for modern core becomes even more urgent because the customer's expectations, they know the tools are out there. They may not understand the regulatory restraints and all of those things. They put that trust in our hands to solve that for them, but they do expect real time, very custom. They expect us to know them, and so that's really where we're seeing that boost come in is that increased urgency around customers really wanting that unique experience.
Well, thank you for bringing us up to date, and it's good to highlight those priorities for banks as well. So following that then, how are you seeing banks prepare their core for this new artificial intelligence era?
Yeah. So we did a recent survey with many of our banks, and 3/4 of our banks, they're focusing their investments in software and technology that allows them to increase their data analytics and their AI. And so they're looking at they really recognize the need for high quality structured data. So when we think about the digital evolution that we've all gone through over the past 10 plus years, that was the data structure behind could come from multiple different data sources and you pulled and exposed it. When you think about AI, you have to have structured data in order to have that reliable, responsible AI that we must have. And so, we're seeing that push on data to make sure that they have clean data. We help them with that. We look at how to structure the data in the right way so that we can do responsible AI. Cloud native platforms, embedded capabilities. What we're hearing from our clients is there's so many choices out there. It seems like every day there's a new product, there's something else, but it all would have to sit around the core. They would have to understand how to embed it. And so they're looking for us to embed those AI capabilities into the core, ultimately for that safe, scalable deployment across their operations.
And I'm really interested to hear more about what Temenos is doing in this space and how they're helping banks leverage the use of artificial intelligence within core banking and tackling that impact as well. So tell us more about that.
I think one of the things is we know that we understand core banking in the perspective, we come with the core banking expertise, and it comes from our 950 plus clients. But what we don't always have is that insight to the operations that is using the data. And so we've launched at our Temenos Community Forum, we launched our Design Partner Program. And we had actually launched it a little before, but we had 3 clients in the program. They came on stage. We talked about how this process works. And it's been a lot of that design thinking. So we bring our core banking expertise and kind of those insights from that large number of clients that we have. They bring, to the meetings and to the design thinking workshops, they bring their operations, they bring, their compliance teams, their regulatory teams, bring all of the people inside the bank. and then we solve together. And so it really is about how do we co-innovate together. We announced our Temenos Product Manager Copilot product, which we had done in concert with BIL and with Commerce. And what they were looking for was a way to be able to offer more products faster for their clients, but again, in a safe, make sure that regulations were covered, make sure that the data was structured, make sure that they're putting out safe products. And before, new products might take them 2 to 4 weeks to launch. They might have to reach out to one group to get a piece of information, another group, do some research, build it into the system. And with our TPM Copilot, it's all built in. And so that co-innovation, we really gain some insights from our customers, being able to talk to the operations people using it, understand how does it feel on that front line day to day, and be able to build that product together. And so there was a lot of pride. They looked at it as our product, being a collective between them and us. And so that strong partnership with our clients. And then on the compliance space, so within financial crimes, so we have a product called FCM. We've had a product for our clients for financial crimes in the past. And what we did is we worked with one of our tier 1 European banks to create agentic AI around FCM. So being able to reduce false positives for their customer, being able to get their accounts active and live much quicker, but at a high level of degree of certainty. And we were able to do that by sitting side by side again with customers, seeing how, someone's coming in, how are they evaluating this? What are they looking at? And being able to train our models side by side with them. And so it's been a great experience. Those were our first 3 clients that we worked with, but we now have 10 clients in total that are working in this design partnership. And that real appreciation of understand us, bring your knowledge of core banking, understand us, understand our end customer that we're trying to solve for, and we can create really great products together.
So co-innovation and partnerships are key moving forward in this new era of artificial intelligence. Barb, thank you so much for sharing your insights. I'm looking forward to seeing more from Temenos further down the line in this space, but thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.